Yo, we live. You're now listening to volume 39 of the Bucket Up podcast. We're here with your boy Ty Doyle, aka Tylante, aka DJ Buttersauce, aka Tell Your Mom that I really miss her. And I'm here with the boy, as always, the kid JB. What's good?
Dude, living good, feeling good. Memorial Day. Shouts to those that made the sacrifice, ultimate sacrifice, and no longer with us. Happy Memorial Day. We're here, man. Episode 39 of the Bucket Up Podcast. It's your boy, the kid JB. Could have been right last week, but I'm not always right. But when I am right, I told you so. That's why people call me Mr. Told You So. But yeah, man, I'm living good, eating good. Very spontaneous, man. Coming out of left field. I just got off the plane, bro. I went to Chicago this weekend.
Yeah, you told me you were leaving, but you didn't even say where you were going.
Yeah.
I guess
Like Batman.
I guess I should have assumed that you went to Chicago.
Nah, G's moving the silence like lasagna.
Oh, okay.
I said that wrong.
But because I was at the homie D had a cookout this weekend, and she was like, "Where's Jesse?" And I was just like, I would have invited him, but he said he was gone for the week. I don't even know where he went.
Damn, the one time you invite me to hang out, I'm not even in town.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I should probably ask Jesse if you want to go to D's, but he was out. I was like, I bet.
Yeah,
But
nah, man.
I was Chicago. What you was doing?
Chicago was cool, man. It was a spontaneous trip. We found like those want to get away
Oh yeah, it'd be like
random specials.
some shit like that.
Yeah, just found a fire deal on a flight. So just jumped on and got some pizza, bro. Well needed. Got the 2 a.m. Italian beef. And yeah, hung out with the girly Joelle.
There you go. Shouts to Joel as always.
Yeah, shouts. The photo finesser when Ty is not around, she steps in, throws it down.
Appreciate you.
Damn. But yeah, nah, that was cool, man. Spontaneous, because my normal weekends, consist of me just smoking hella weed and falling asleep. But I want to say shouts to the homie, the listener, the day one, Kurt Rogers, because we actually linked up while we were out there.
Oh, for real? What y'all do?
Yeah. He met why is this such a big world but small at the same time? Conveniently, me and Joel and I went to a bar to watch the game 6 between Warriors and Rockets. And I told him the name of the bar, and he was like, "Oh, bro, I know a girl that works there. I'll come through." I ended up just coming through to the bar.
That's
and
great.
Then, yeah, we linked up, and we just kicked it for like an hour or two and just talked about like funny high school stories you guys had, and like he was kind of clarifying where he's from and shit, because I didn't know if he was from Chicago or from.
Oh, nah. So yeah, I guess Kurt Rogers is the homie. Shout out to him. He might be listening. But yeah, we went to high school and shit. So I went to high school with him, and I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing he just listened because he saw that I was doing the pod, showing love and whatever. And that's crazy. And I think he moved to Chicago like not too long ago, a couple months ago. So like maybe you only been there for a month or two, but yeah. So that's cool that I linked up and shit. That's what's up.
Yeah, we linked up, and then he just we went and watched the game for a little bit, ate a little bit, and then he dipped. And then he actually came through on Sunday and watched the first half of the Game 7 of Eastern Conference.
That's cool, man. That's what's
up. Yeah, and but that was that. And then yeah, man. So that was my weekend, man. Weekend was cool. Got some pizza. It was funny. The first pizza place I went to, I was inspired, even though I hate Barstool. I was inspired to get pizza just because of those pizza reviews I've been watching.
So do they have like a whole series of them? Not to plug them motherfuckers, but
yeah, that dude Dave Portnoy, the president, he goes
super annoying,
mad obnoxious. Yeah, I mean, it's a funny idea. They go to a new pizza spot every day in New York and just rate it 1 out of 10.
Okay.
But the reason, but get this, shouts to Lil Vincent's, I'm defending them to the death. He never gives 10s. Reason being is like it's figure skating. If you can't go above a 10, because what if there's a better figure skater? What are they gonna do? Give 11?
Oh.
So if you get a 10 pizza, then that means you'll never have a better pizza, which is a fallacy,
That makes some sense.
So his 6.8 suck my dick was an actual 7.8.
Oh.
And we talking rounding up.
First my man. We should just steal that idea, and since we be bashing Phoenix pizza, just go around eating pizza around Phoenix and rating it.
I'm down for that, bro, because then I can actually give my honest opinion on why it's not
That way,
tasting
yeah,
good.
we can be educated on it, you know?
Hell yeah. I'm like, all right, so why not put garlic here? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be critiquing the shit out of it. So, hey, new idea, Bucket Hat Boys, and now pizza review and connoisseurs.
Blatantly
Come,
stealing it. I don't give a fuck.
yeah, fuck them. They still, yeah, hey, man. But anyway, that was my weekend, living good, man. For you, any movies this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Shout out to Trav. Trav is back at work, so he might actually listen to the pod. I know he hadn't really been up on it because he was like doing his fatherly, daddy duty. He was at the crib taking care of little baby Tegan, but he probably most likely gonna listen and shit. But he's the dude who be at the movies all the goddamn time, to where Movie Pass had to send him a email and say, "Hey, bro, we're gonna need you to take ticket stub pictures every time you go, just in case." So shout out to him. I'm trying to be on his level, but I did go to another movie. I saw Solo this weekend. I know you still haven't seen the other Star Wars, even though it's on DVD. You could probably rent that shit at Redbox for $1. But no, Solo. When I seen the previews a couple of like weeks ago, I was kind of like, all right, that shit looks shaky, fam. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of shit going on in the background about it. I guess they changed directors and shit and writers, and there was a lot coming out saying how they had to teach the main guy how to act a little bit or whatever it was. And the homie Paige told me that the guy who's in Solo, the main dude, was in another movie where he literally played a bad actor. So like he probably thinks that he's a good actor, but really he only got that role because he was actually a bad actor.
It's like the disaster artist, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like funny. But like going to see it, I don't know if it's because my expectations were super low because of all the shit going around it, and like I was only going to see it because my boy Donald Glover was in it. But to me, I thought it was a pretty good movie. It wasn't like great or anything like that. Like it wasn't better than the last two Star Wars last three Star Wars that came out. And I'm not gonna rank it ahead of like the original trilogy, but it's better than some of those prequels, so that's good. I mean, you know what I mean? I would say it's up there with the third prequel, probably, in terms of how good it was. And like again, I don't know if it's because my expectations were lower. It was like a fun movie. I didn't have a bad time. Like
it was funny, man, because like me, I'm a Star Wars fan. I wouldn't call myself a fanatic, obviously, if we go by time frame. But like, I walked into work the other day and someone made a comment about like the Solo movie, and I was like, nah, I'm good on a Han Solo origin movie.
right.
And someone clapped back and was like, he's the most important person in Star Wars. And I was like, you know what, man? I don't know enough to argue that. So I'm gonna sit down.
There's something like obviously he was integral, but like, and then like obviously his son became, the new Darth Vader guy, Kylo Ren. So like in a way, him and Layla are very important, but I don't know if they're more important than the Skywalkers. That feels a little bit wild to me.
And I mean, I was just proud of myself for taking the high road because normally I'm one to argue anything and everything. Mm-hmm. And I knew I was like, I don't really know Star Wars like that.
I feel like I'm a nerd, but I don't get into nerd arguments. Niggas start talking about like wow comic book characters I ain't never heard of. Like, bro, I ain't in it like you in it. So
then imagine me getting roasted like the rest of the day, like on some shit that only applies to their humor. They're like, he thought he's from Naboo. Oh man.
Like, yo, he thought he was from Tatooine. What the fuck?
Oh my god, he thought Yoda was actually younger. I'm like, bro, I don't like. So yeah, I mean that's cool, man. I did see, bro. I mean, it's funny as much as we love the internet and we are trying to build a product through it or building one, and like we're consumers of it daily. Some shit I kind of am just like, you ever read something and you just want to throw your phone across the room?
Oh, all the time.
All the time. Jamel Hill, I'm up and down with her when it comes to her stances on shit. She'll be saying things from left field, right field, I don't know. You tell me and confirm or deny that like apparently the cover photos they're using for Solo for like the people that are hating on the movie have Donald Glover on it. And then the people that are like, yo, this movie's lit, they got like white people on the covers.
Oh, huh. Oh yeah, I saw that, and I just kind of like.
And she's like, not trying to make a stink, but then she makes it stink.
I think she said it was like, not to be a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see the movie, so
I don't really think there was a rhyme or reason for for that. I mean, I've seen a lot of people say that like Donald Glover saved the movie, and I'm like, I mean, his role was okay in it. Like I like Donald Glover a lot, and so I'm like, yeah, yeah. I mean, it like his role was cool, but it wasn't like, yo, he stole the show or the movie. Like I think it was just a decent, like it was a decent action movie. Simple.
Was it so? It's equivalent to like the Rogue One series,
Rogue
right?
Run is way better, but it's like the same vein of like some one off. They got some ties to some stuff, and how like you know what I mean. I think they were trying to lay out stuff because they're gonna do an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, and they're doing a Boba Fett movie. So like they're like laying stuff for that, and it's like yeah, I would definitely be way more excited for the Obi-Wan movie and the Boba Fett movie because I'm just naturally like everybody else. You want to when you watch Star Wars, you want to see Jedi's, right?
Lightsabers.
Yeah, you want to see lightsabers and Jedi's and shit. Like that's what I want to see when I go to see a Star Wars movie. So like I'm gonna be way more hyped for an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie because like you know what I mean. He's not only like is he a Jedi, but he's gonna be like a fully actualized Jedi who know how to do some shit. Like I'm. That's the thing that we hadn't got really that much of. Like usually it's just like oh Luke Skywalker and like he's learning how to be a Jedi. So that like the fight scenes are kind of trash. You know what I mean? Same thing with the new ones. Like you know uh, what's her name, Ray.
Right.
Like she didn't really know how to use her abilities, so people got to teach her, and so you don't really see her. You know, really now there was that fire ass scene in. Like I don't want to obviously spoil it because you haven't seen it still wildly, but like you know, there's some fire fight scenes. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean. I want to see like actual you know niggas do some raw shit with it. I want then like Boba Fett. He's a fire. He's supposed to be like this, you know, assassin dude. I'm trying to see some Star Wars John Wick shit, bro.
And that's fair. And that's where I feel like you're on the side of the token where people are like, yo, this is creative writing, let it fly. Where the other people are like, yo, you guys are ruining the story. You know, it's like you would rather have a predicted story. Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's the if you even though you haven't seen the movie, that was kind of pretty much the thing. Like regular Star Wars people, I guess, like diehard Star Wars people that were mad at the last movie were kind of like, oh, you know what I mean? I don't think this is what this person would have done. You know what I mean? Even and they wanted like formulaic shit instead of like having complex characters, which is what you know you would want in most movies. But I don't know. I'm on both sides of the fence sometimes. Like I I get mad that people are super overly critical of these movies all the time. Like, bro, I go to movies to have fun, man. I just want to watch something fun. Like, I don't want a movie to be completely terrible, but not every movie has to be, you know what I mean, Oscar worthy, greatest shit I've ever seen. Like, that's just dumb. Like, to me, because if everything is the greatest you've ever seen, like, that just, you know, that puts I don't know, that kind of lowers the standard of like everything else. You know what I mean?
And why go see another movie if it's the best
Yeah,
movie ever? You
exactly.
know?
Like it's impossible. Like I just want to make sure I want the movie to be good, and I want me to enjoy seeing a movie. Like
Yeah.
like if it's not like I can be like, oh, that movie wasn't like the best movie I've ever seen, but I enjoyed my time at the theater. That's cool with me. But I'm at the same time too. Like if I get a great movie, but like I'm not gonna bash the movie for being a great movie. Like that's dumb.
Well, that's why like it's hard for me to be all like these movies where it's like you got to either be all in or all out to enjoy them. I'm like, well, that's not fair because that's a lot of effort. Like the Infinity War shit, like I said,
Mhm.
had someone told me all these movies are going to connect at some point,
I feel like they did tell you, just wasn't like you wasn't
but
there.
how though? If the movies weren't made yet, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
well, when they first started, they were like, "Yeah, all the movies gonna connect."
yeah, but who got time for that, bro?
Apparently, I do. That's it.
No, but I'm saying so there's that, and then it's like when people tell me, "Yo, this movie, you're gonna have to do some research before." I'm like, then I'm not going. You
No, I
know,
get
like
that. Like, I'm okay if you just like. I get like people because you can still see these movies one off. Like, you can see the Black Panther movie and never see another movie and be like, you know what I mean? Maybe just go see Black Panther 2 or Black Panther 3. You know what I mean? And like maybe there'll be a new character and you kind of just like, all right, whatever. But going to see Infinity War out of nowhere would, yeah.
yeah, I'd be. I mean, I saw the ending and I was like, this is not significant.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really come out the cut and watch because the whole point of that was like, oh, it's a culmination of 10 years, 20 something movies. Like you could miss a couple movies in there, but like you still gonna miss some pieces of shit. You know what I mean?
Especially what if like a kid's born in between the time the movies are made? He's like, I gotta catch up on shit, but anyway, you know?
I mean, you can. And to me, it's a brilliant idea by Marvel because it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to watch the other movies. Like, there you go rent them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and motherfuckers would be happy to. Like, again, if I really like superhero movies and I do because like that's what I grew up, that's what I liked when I was a kid. Like, if I really like that and I got into it like later, I would be happy as shit to be like, whoa, I can go back and watch like 10, 15 movies like of like shit that I actually really like that. Like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, I think it can. I guess that's fair. I
Think
mean,
about that. Like, say you watch Star because you like Star Wars. Say you watch Star Wars for the first time right now. How sick would you be? Like, yo, wait, hold on. There's like 10 other movies I can watch. Like right now, like that'd be fucking fire.
yeah, that'd be cool. I'm saying like that, but that's just Star Wars. I'm saying Marvel has like
Yeah, 20
hundred.
something.
Yeah, and some of those characters are type weak, like Ant-Man. I'm like,
I like Ant-Man, but I get it.
yeah, I don't like ants. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I don't like spiders, man. Fuck them.
Yeah, but you know, so I get it. And again, you can skip an Ant-Man and be like, fine. So,
Well, okay. So with that, I mean, shit. I mean, like I said, the Star Wars thing. I think like for me, I just want to watch it with that. Like, I feel like I can connect to the story and follow it without being like, oh, yo, that one little snippet connected to that third movie. If you,
it does, but it does do that. That's the thing that's crazy.
yeah. But going back to what you were saying, Boba Fett, and I don't know the other one you're talking about.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, the dude.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's.
Or not Luke. Yeah, he thought.
I always confuse Boba Fett with Jabba the Hutt.
Oh yeah, Jabba the Hutt is the big worm looking nigga.
And that spinoff would be the trashiest spinoff ever.
Just him sitting in the room telling him what to
all
do.
day, just grunting. Yeah, I'd be like, bro, I already seen The Sopranos. I'm good.
Also, it's just wild because like in that was that Return of the Jedi that Jabba the Hutt was in, wasn't it?
Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back, one of those two.
And it's just like, why do you have Layla dress up? Like, why do you have her like in the fucking, you know what I mean, in the fucking get up? Like, bro, he's a worm.
You got no bones.
Yeah, like I don't know what his sense of beauty would be, but I don't know why he'd be like, you know what? I like titties, but like I'm a worm, so I'm confused.
Like, yeah, and how did he get in power, man? Like, I feel like it'd be so easy to defeat that motherfucker.
Right? Just run around him.
Yeah. At all.
In the back a couple times.
Yeah, get a stick. But anyway, man, shifting to that, I wanted to cross over, talk about, since we were talking about like Donald Glover saving the movie. I haven't heard people saying he ruined the movie.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta now go dark, dig into the messy bag, man. And I think, what was it, last week, Morgan Freeman got what, like 6 or 8 allegations of sexual assault against him. I was at lunch. So, okay, man, here, before we get into that, where I'm at when it comes to hearing these stories of celebrities, this stories surfacing, there's like, boom, fight or flight. You're A to B. A is going to be like, yo, it's just fake. B, it's going to be like, oh, shit, he might have done that shit. And the B is like, fuck, man, I really like this actor and all this shit. But at the end of the day, like, if he is capable of doing that shit, it's like, all right, well, then, like, my man's got to go, you know? Right. I feel like it's different with athletes. And I have a strong opinion with athletes opposed to actors, because actors and singers and musicians do provide a unique service that athletes don't. Like, regardless if you're a singer and you make music, the type of music's always going to be different upon the artist. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Whereas like sports, the Giants at the end of the day, 10, 20 years from now, will be completely filled with a different roster, but it's still the Giants. You know what I'm saying? So like football players and athletes can be replaced way easier than I think musicians, and the unique and like, I guess, the allure of like a unique individual actor like Morgan Freeman.
Right.
Um,
I feel like yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. I feel like you're gonna say the same thing I was gonna say, but to continue.
well, I'm saying like people defend based on their merit. Like Cam, like I mean, you'd have to take like the Patrick Kane situation in hockey. I don't know if you're up on that, but
Hmm.
there was like 5 girls that accused him of raping him, or 5 girls that he raped, or some crazy shit like that. And or no, there was a girl that got raped by 5 guys, and he was one of the 5 or something. And it turned out that wasn't the case. And your man's fine, and he's playing and all that. Then people are like, nah, man, Patrick Kane, like, he wouldn't do that because he's such a good hockey player. And it's like, just
Yeah.
because you're really good at a sport does not mean that that person could be a
Yeah.
trash bag.
Exactly. That's where I'm like, I don't. Pretty much, that's where I'm at. Like, I don't understand why people go out of their way to like defend people. Like, I don't know these people. Like, I don't like as much as I like Morgan Freeman and like I feel like he's been like this staple in like Black Hollywood and Hollywood in general. Like, and you know he has a lot of movies that I like. That doesn't mean that I know who he is or what he would do to people. That's what I'm saying. Like, and I just don't see why people go out of their way, especially to defend people that they don't know and these celebrities just because they make a good movie once. Like, bro, I don't know. And I'm not saying like you need to, because like, I mean, some of this stuff like you should be innocent, like still proven guilty, and like it comes out that people like do lie about it, even though I think that's a very small like percentage of like what happens. Usually, when people do have the strength to come out and say shit that it's usually telling the truth. But like, unfortunately, there are times when people do lie, and so like I'm not even saying you have to come out and bash the person right away. I'm just saying like I don't get why you would go and automatically like go and cape up for them and be like they didn't do anything. I'm like, bro, I'm just like if I see, I'm like, fuck, that's fucked up if it's true, and that's it. That's all you have to do. You know what I mean? You don't have to be out here, defending the person you don't know if you don't know if they actually did that shit.
Yeah, like March of the Penguins was such a great documentary, man. There's no way Morgan Freeman could have done that. It's like that has nothing to do with the other thing.
Bro, it's like I don't know if he did it. If he did, that's fucked up, and like we
Yeah.
gotta get him up out of here. That's simple. And again, and I don't know if like I know he had a statement. I didn't read the statement, but like if you like, and there was like a lot of facets to it. It was like, yo, was this something that happened like a bunch of years ago? And like, you know what I mean? He's like, he comes out and says I was young. That's how I thought you had to be in Hollywood, and it's different. But no, it was like recent stuff. And then like I seen videos of people of like the girl saying it was her experience, and then there was a video of him saying that he wished he was there while she was pregnant or getting pregnant or something like that. And like it didn't like people were saying that didn't really look like much of anything. So I don't know. But like I'm not like again, I'm not about to try out here and parse this stuff out because I wasn't there and I'm you know what I mean? It's not my duty to be out here defending people that I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are just too extreme with shit. Like, it's like, all right, now I gotta throw out all my Morgan Freeman DVDs and all that shit. I'm kind of like, so I mean, it goes both ways. So like, and I hate using that term because I think Trump normalized it, but both sides of the coin. I'm gonna outsmart him. Both sides of the coin is I feel like with athletes, man. Like I said, if you're really good on the court, you kind of get a pass because they're like, nah, I think like we'll have to wait to see the evidence. Ray Rice, he was like, one of the top 5 running backs when that shit surfaced, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it was like a bum of a player, then been like, yo, he's got off field issues. Let's get him up out of here.
Right, which is dumb.
Because that just justifies like, oh, if you can carry a ball better, then this shit is not as bad. Exactly. So that's where I'm at. So I'm kind of like, bro, there's so many like, and it goes with college and high school. Like the demand for professional athletes is small. Or I'm sorry, the supply is small. The demand is high. Like there's only 32 pro teams. You know what I'm saying? And only 53 players on each of those teams. And I'm kind of like, you know what? If one dude has the capability of throwing his girlfriend on top of a bed full of AK-47s, aka Greg Hardy, I don't even want him on the team or in the league. There's so many other players that could fill that void. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that obviously that's the difference between because that's been a big thing now is like Spotify, like taking artists that were considered like doing domestic violence stuff off of their like promoted playlists and like people there's people saying like I've seen some artists saying like it was dumb because it's like a form of censorship, and other people saying like it's not far enough, so they should take them off of the like the whole like Spotify in general. And I'm kind of like I'll get them taking them off the playlist because it's like the playlist kind of promote that artist, like the playlist on Spotify. But like I don't get why artists are like, oh, they shouldn't do that because that's censorship. Like, no, it's not. People can go and listen to the song still. Like it's still on the platform. And that's the thing about it with musicians. If they do something fucked up, like you can individually choose not to listen to that person. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's all you got to do. Like, and if other people listen to them, like that's fucked up, and you can say that's fucked up. But you know what I mean? You can't. It's America, so you can't really be out here telling people like saying that they can't say or do stuff for a living.
And
Which
what's and
you know
like,
what I mean?
I mean, dude, there's so many webs to this too. Like, what's your threshold? So, for example, I got you like, I don't have any homies that are like hardcore cokeheads. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Chris Farley was a hardcore cokehead, but he made fire movies, right?
Right.
Would he be someone I'd kick it with? Nah. But his entertainment was something that I enjoyed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like when people that are like, think of that. Like there's some people that are so against cocaine that are like, oh my God, Chris Farley
Right.
did coke. I can't watch him anymore. It's like, well, his movies suck without him. Like his sober movies, he was not funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think there's a balance to that. Like there's people's thresholds. Like I said, people will be like, oh well, like there was people defending Ray Rice
Crazy.
even until the video came out and was like, oh, that's yeah, he fucked up. And it's like, well, then why? What did you think didn't happen? Like, what did you think happened? If
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
I think
what?
people were saying like because he like he was saying like she hit him first and stuff, and but they hadn't seen the tape. That's what I'm saying. Why are people going out of their way to do? You don't know. That's what I'm. That's
Yeah,
where I'm at. Like I just don't know. So, and I think the main like thing with me is just I don't go out because like even if it was one of my homies and like something came out about one of my homies that like they did something fucked up like that, like I don't like that's my homie and like I would want to be there for my homie if something fucked up happened, but I'm not about to be out here overtime that's saying that they didn't do something because you don't know what anybody does when they're alone with like a woman. I have no clue. You know what I mean? I can't speak to that unless I was literally there in the room. I can't tell you what the fuck happened. So I'm not about to be out here defending people, especially people I don't fucking know.
yeah. But if it's someone you do know, you can at least be like, yo, that doesn't sound like
Right.
him.
But even then, like niggas
Yeah,
don't know, you know? But
yeah. That's
I,
still not.
all
That's
I
still
can
not your
yeah,
decision. Yeah,
all I would be able to say is like, yo, I know this person for a while, and like I couldn't imagine them doing something like that because of how I've known them. But at the same time, I wasn't there, so I can't say which way or the other. But like in terms of how I feel about their character, like this is how I feel about it, and I couldn't see them doing it. But like again, that doesn't mean that I know for sure or not. You know what I mean?
yeah. So I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at. I mean, it's funny because as much of a sports fan I am, I'm kind of like zero tolerance with that shit. When I read like so and so might be in domestic violence, I'm like, all right, cool, get him up out of here. You know, like we need a new point guard, we need a new wide receiver. Like there's kids chomping at the bit that would love, and
Right.
and, and I argue that because I'm like, bruh, don't tell me that it's like, well, they're targeted because they're celebrities. How come some athletes can have a perfectly fine record-free career? Like Matt Ryan is the least like swaggerless. He's the most swaggerless dude in the world. He's got like the
Mhm.
highest paid contract right now.
Right.
He Matt Ryan's not doing shit off the field. He's married, got kids. He's just like a clean athlete, you know?
Yeah, like you can definitely be out of that, but again, I get that. You know, you could be like some shit. Obviously, fuck shit can happen to anybody. But I'm just saying, like to me, going out like what situation you putting yourself in defending people you don't know if you weren't even there. Like I just don't think that's a smart play by you in general.
Yeah. And it also goes, it doesn't even have to be an action thing. It could be like, yo, someone died, and then you find out that that person was like drunk driving, and it's like,
Mhm.
oh shit. So it's sad that they died, but it could have been prevented.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
wasn't
saying?
that isn't that basically what happened with the
Paul Walker.
oh was he drunk? I
Well,
didn't know.
no, he was drunk, but he was driving extreme speed. So it's like
Oh,
that's sad, but it's like that they call that like death's rate, you know, like a high
yeah,
speed, like a deathly speed. Like
yeah.
if you die on collision from driving fast, like is that you shouldn't have drove fast. Like I'm sorry,
It's
it
still
sounds
sad,
like
but
oh
yeah.
yeah, it's sad. And,
But like,
and
and I was thinking like the picture for the Marlins that was he was coked up on a boat, and so like nobody knows. And I think he might have been driving the boat, and
yeah,
he ended up killing other people. So it's like,
at
yo,
night
this
too,
like yo, there's like it's one thing. Like I get why you're sad that the person died. Like that person still died, but at the same time, it's like you know what I mean. They also caused other people to die and like themselves, and so I mean it doesn't make the thing less tragic, but it's just like it's kind of hard to parse that, you know.
dude. And I'm happy you said that because I actually was in a group chat when he died, and someone hit me up was like, "Yo, rest in peace, Fernandez. That's so sad." Because he was supposed to come to the Yankees, like that was the thing. He was a free agent.
Everybody knows supposed to go to the Yankees, right?
Well, nah, he was a free agent, bro, and like that's what they were talking about. And I was like, yeah, I was like, but your man didn't have to be on the boat like that, like drunk and shit. And
Yeah.
and everyone hit me back like, damn, bro, you cold, blah blah blah. I was like, well, nah, but like, if I'm $1 million baseball player, I'm not doing that shit until the off season, and I'm not doing coke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so, like, I don't know, man.
Like again, there's like you can still say it's tragic, but be like, yeah, he shouldn't have been doing that.
Right, because he would be alive if he did, you know?
Yeah.
If he got hit by a bus walking down the street, then different story. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Then or like somebody shot him, or you know what I mean, or somebody else was driving the boat and they fucked it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, you know, it'd be like, or like you see if somebody like what was it? Was it Albert Hainsworth who got hurt or something like that because he was like off roading or some shit? Like or was it JPP fucking doing fireworks and shit?
Blew his fingers off. Yeah.
Like it's just like shit you shouldn't be doing. Like it's still unfortunate, but it was a dumb move by you, and that's just what it is, you know.
Yeah, or the DUIs. It's like, bro, you know you have money for an Uber. You know, like don't fuck out of here with that. Like I don't have any sympathy for you for that.
You have a driver. Like if I could Uber home, yo, rich ass could for sure Uber home.
Exactly.
Like, I get it. Like, oh, I got this Porsche, I got this Lambo that I don't want to leave, you know, outside of a club all night. But at the same time, bro,
you have
can
insurance.
definitely have a driver if you can afford a Lambo.
Yeah. Why'd you bring it to the club if you know you're
bro,
gonna drink?
call the Uber over. Tell them, hey, leave your car here. Drive my Lambo home.
Yeah, bro. And then I'll pay for you to get an Uber back to your car.
And then, yeah.
It's a wrap. It's an untapped market, baby.
Right.
That's the power move right there, son. You drive the celebrity's car home, and then they call for an Uber for your ass to get back to your car.
Yeah.
That's the finesse.
Uber. Yeah,
yo, I'm telling you, I used to be a Lyft driver. I'm gonna do that shit. I'm gonna seek out athletes and be like, yo, bet, let me drive the range, and then you give me an Uber home, dog.
Right. Simple.
But yeah, man. So with Morgan Freeman, man, like you know, he hasn't texted me, so I haven't spoken to him recently.
Oh shit.
Nah, I mean, where I'm at when it comes to celebrity things surfacing, I'm like, yo, there's other shit going on in the world. Like, dude, I'm a civilian, not a celebrity. I'll be walking back in my day when I used to be, you know, going to the clubs, going out, trying to, you know, do things. I fucking would like put my hands behind my back just in case the rare chance I bumped into a chick. I'm like, I don't even play the you touch my ass game, like none of that. Because there's the creeps come out at night. So like,
oh yeah, I know for sure dudes be doing shit like that. Bro.
I know, dude. Dudes be walking by grabbing girls' asses and shit. I'm like, nah, I'm not the one. So, you know, I make myself like, I don't know. I'm happy I haven't done that in a while, but I feel like, yeah, man. There's like, if you're an athlete, you put yourself in positions that could, you know, hurt your career.
And it does suck that you can't just be a normal person, but you get the trade-offs. So, you know,
right? If I had that much money, you could pay me to get out of trouble. I'm telling you, like to stay out of trouble.
Right. That's what I mean. I get it. Like it does suck that they can't be a regular human being, but I mean that's just it sucks, but that's the trade-off.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just funny because like a lot of people I was talking to was just like, you know, not Morgan Freeman, like any like other celebrities like sexually assaulting people are cool, but not Morgan Freeman, you know?
Right.
It's like people, like I said, people have thresholds, but I don't know, man. So where you at with that? You kind of just like leaving it alone, like I don't know the person, so I don't care.
Oh, that's literally been my policy ever. Like, like as soon as it's not like, and I mean, again, I'm usually like, I'm not really stumping hard either way unless it's like wild. Like Bill Cosby sounded wild. Like I don't know that too much shit. It was too much smoke. So I'm like, bro, yeah, probably get him up out of here. So you know what I mean? But
Especially when
my
it's
general rule of thumb is, bro, like if the person did it, they fucked. So and you weren't there, so kind of hard for you to be out here like 100% certain people didn't do shit. You legit don't know.
But dude, going with that, that transition, good transition to what we wanted to talk about next. Like, why do people care about stuff that does not affect them? What the way I wanted to kind of like let that flow was, you notice how like, not to get into gun control or whatever. You know how some people feel like if a law is imposed, then it's gonna like take something away from like the other person.
Mm-hmm. Like
And I'm
what?
kind like, well, I'm saying like gun control. Like, there's kids dying in schools, and they're like, "Yo, can you guys make rules to make it like less easy for me to die in school?" And people that have no intentions of shooting up schools are like, "No, you can't take my guns." And they're like, "No, we're not talking about you. We're talking about the people that would do this shit."
Right.
So I'm talking about people that like care about shit that would not affect them. So what I'm getting at is like, when they were talking about like, yo, can the sexual allegations or defending, if the George Zimmerman, like whatever case it is, like why defend that when it's not like something that ultimately affects you? Like for me, I don't have kids, so I'm not really concerned about, I mean, I am, but like I don't think my opinion about like what they should do to secure kids in schools are as strong as someone that has kids in schools. You know what
Okay,
I'm
I
saying?
get that. But I guess at the same time, it's like you probably have kids in the future, so you should probably be concerned.
Oh yeah, in the future, but hopefully by then shit will change too. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I can see. To me, I go more of like other like stuff. Like I don't more like gay rights. Like if you're not gay, why do you care if gay people are allowed to marry? Like how does that affect your life?
yeah, like as if there's
Or
gonna be a gay tax that you have to
right, like
pay.
oh, they allow gay people to marry now. I gotta marry a guy. Like that's not how that works.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like even with like abortion and stuff. Even though I know it's like getting into wild stuff, but like if it's not like yo, it's not like they're like hey, it's either no abortions or everybody has to get abortions. It's like it's literally like a choice. So if you don't believe in abortion, fine, then you don't get an abortion. Like you know what I mean? Like the other person do it. Like if you seriously believe that goes to their internal damnation, then that's them. Like that's your belief, but you can't put that on the other people. Like that's just not how America is supposed to work. Like you know what I mean? Like you're supposed to have free people be free to do these things that only affect their lives. Like again, if that's where I'm at, if it only affects that person's life and not other people, then let them do their thing. But once it starts affecting other people, then you know what I mean? No, and again, I don't want to get into the abortion thing because I know the rebuttal to that would be like the kid or the baby doesn't have a choice and this and that. You're protecting their rights and this and yada yada. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of other stuff, like, and the thing with the guns is like, yeah, like, unfortunately, you wanting to have like an AK-47 or whatever, MS-16, whatever the fuck the guns are, I don't really know, but an assault rifle in general, like, yeah, you wanting to have that is cool, but like I feel like we need sensible gun restrictions. You can still like guns, but like, maybe not allowing certain people to get it or being able to get it easily at gun shows and shit like that. Like that, I feel like that makes sense. But other like going off any of that, I don't get why people care about other stuff that don't matter to them in general if it doesn't affect you or could affect you at all in the future. Like it's trash. But I guess that's a slippery slope, right?
It is. I
Because you
guess
can do
maybe
that
I'm
with
just.
anything. It's like, why would white people care about black people's rights? It's never going to affect them.
Yeah, no. Well, see, I mean, fuck, you're right. Slippery slow, but white
yeah, I'm
people,
saying
white people own a
humanity
lot of
would probably be what your reason. Like,
white people own a lot of businesses though. So if they did care, then they would employ a lot of more black people. So I mean, you're right. I think that slippery slope. I was getting at more of like the people that seem to feel like something's being taken from them are the least to worry about. Like I think I've said this before about like I have homies that are afraid to get on Venmo. They're like, I don't want my financial information at the government to have it. I'm like, they're not checking for your bank account. You know,
bro. I always think that like somebody around me, bro, they hit the whatever the opposite of a jackpot is.
yeah, Jack in the Box. You know what I'm saying?
Right, bro, you hit the crackpot because
Yeah, I'm
that's about all
saying.
you can be able to afford. Be
And I'm just kind of like, bro, like, so I don't know. I think things just upset me like that. Like when people just jump on to defend something that may not even affect them, or like you were saying, they don't even know them. Like I was telling this story back when I was at the Cronkite School, the journalism school at Arizona State. I was just reading. I was just reading it out loud. I didn't write the article, obviously. And I read, oh, it said the title was Beyonce possibly had surrogate for her baby, you know? And that's all I read. And someone like popped up and was like, "You stupid motherfucker, conspiracy theorist, blah blah blah," and like spazzed on me. And everyone was like, "Who the fuck was that?" I was like, "I don't know. I think Beyonce's sister." Like I didn't know, like the way with that energy. But I was just like, "Damn!" Like you just really ruined interaction with a person like in real life, to defend someone that you don't even know. I don't know.
yeah,
I thought
that's
that was
pretty much
me.
standing. We had that. We talked about that in another episode.
Yeah.
Like I don't get why people be standing. That shit is wild. You don't know that person. Like, fam. But it's
Chill.
crazy. I feel like we've been pretty heavy on the pod, so I guess we can switch it to like a somewhat, lighter, funner note. I'll be on the Twitter. I'll be in the tweets in these tweet streets.
Twitter machine.
And the one thing I saw this weekend was people arguing about the difference between like a date and a pre-date. Have you ever heard what a fuck a pre-date is or whatever this is?
No, but I'd love to be enlightened.
So apparently these subset of dudes who are like, yo, I'm not about to take a girl out on a date that I don't really know and like spend money and like only to like, you know what I mean, have like auto expectations and shit like that if I don't really know them. If anything, we should have a pre-date. Like you come over to my crib, we hang out for a little bit, and then I get to know you a little bit first before we go out on an actual date. And so people were responding to that like, what?
Does
Like,
you pay for the pre-date?
yeah, like I don't understand like I get that it's cool because it's like I'm missing. I'm just looking at from me because I've been obviously with my girls since high school. So like only thing I know is about like knowing somebody from something else anyway, from school, or like you got to know somebody at work. To me, that would be the ideal thing. Like you got to know somebody a little bit before, and you're like, you know what? Let's go on a date. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like that's not cool because it's like you already know that person a little bit. You already think you kind of know that you guys would be compatible, so you go on a date, and then you kind of get to know them more. But at the same time, bro, like isn't that like a pre-date is just a date?
Yeah, that's like I feel like a pre-date is more appropriate. Like the time you're spending to get to know the chick is the pre-date. Like, should I ask her out? You know, like that's the pre-date. You know, like you're kind of like
don't know what a date is. If you go anywhere with another person and you do anything, that's literally a date. Like if it's like you trying to get to know the person at that place, like I get that. But basically, it's just broke dudes who's like, I don't want to go out on a date and waste my time.
or money.
That's what it. I don't want to spend $100-something to waste my time.
I know, homie. Shouts to Ray. He was making me laugh. He was saying like, "Yo, you ever take a girl out on a date and she orders something expensive and it changes your perception on her?"
I get it too, because like I would understand why. Like again, as somebody who has not dated, I would be like, I'm sure everybody has self-esteem and confidence issues. Like, bro, if you take a chick on a date and she start ordering like a bunch of expensive stuff, and then like she's not really interested in you, I feel like I could see how somebody could be like, "Yo, she just finessed me out of a free meal, fam."
Yeah,
You know
and
what
like
I mean?
you're just like, bro, like you
And
had
as
to
a
order that
person,
$80 steak.
and as somebody who I know, if that shit was the other way around, and like the fucking the societal norms was that for a girl to take me out on a date and pay, I would. And I was like, if I was into the date and I wasn't feeling the person, I'm like, yo, I'm about to finesse a free ass meal out of this. I would do the same thing. So I get why somebody would be mad about it or be wary of that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, hey, shouts to that.
I knew girls in high school that would do that. They have, dudes just come and get them lunch and shit because
I
they
would
knew
have
they would buy lunch for them?
back when I was in the bars and shit. Like I remember overhearing girls being like, "Do you want to just go to that table and drink their champagne and leave?" I'm like, "Yeah, y'all feisty."
Right. And again, I don't even blame them because it's like, bro, you take the come up. That's my number one rule in life, bro. If it's a come up, you take it. So I get it. You know what I mean? But as a person who knows about that come up, it won't be me.
Yeah, I'm up that too, man. If I found your shit and you don't know you lost it, or you don't know I got it, you lost it, bro.
Like I might bring the shit back, but I'm taking the come up. But you know what I mean? That's why I'm like before when we had the pie with Courtney, aka Bortney, sorry.
Yeah.
We were saying like if it was me, I'm not buying a girl a drink because I feel like, you know what I mean? One, I don't want to feel like I'm entitled to her time and entitled to something. And then two, I like chicks be finessing drinks out of dudes, like, you know what I mean? But again, like I get why somebody be like, oh, I don't want to waste my time, but that's just what you got to do, bro. Like if you out here for real trying to meet somebody, like you just gotta you go on a date with somebody and you paying like, and I got a homie who's been on Tinder for a couple months and he's gone on like 4 or 5 dates, and like I didn't even think about that. Like he goes on a date, never sees a girl again. Like you know what I mean? He just spent like almost $100 on each date. Like that shit's expensive. Like I get it, it adds up.
Well, that's why it goes to like, that's his fault for choosing restaurants every time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I get it. You shouldn't even call it a pre-date. Like if you're holding to get to know somebody, because a date is, to me, it's not even a money thing, it's a commitment thing. So like a whole date is a commitment to a whole like dinner, restaurant, and then like something after. That's like a whole commitment to a lot of time. To where you might be in that date for 5 minutes and feel that you don't feel that person. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, shouts to the coworker Damon. He was on a coffee date a couple weeks ago, and he said, "I want," and like he just kind of ethered it. He was like, "I want a," he didn't say pre-date, but he's like, "I want a neutral date, something neutral, so it's not like end all be all or something." He's he uses a lot of more. He uses $10 words when he needs like $5 words. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so he's T.I.
Yeah. Yeah. but from Syracuse, New York.
Okay.
Anyway, so he's like I met at a coffee shop, and I was like, bro, you don't drink coffee though. What the fuck you gonna do? And he's like, I don't know, I'll get a decaf or something. So, but it lasted good. He said it lasted until like he said. So they predated, and then it was going good, and then he asked her out like, yo, you hungry? Let's go get dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So,
see, I get that in terms of like a commitment thing. To me, that's still a date. Like it just is like it's not like it's a different kind of date. It's just a shorter commitment, which I think is what people usually do on Tinder. Like it's like the first time it's like, hey, let's just meet up for drinks, and it just be drinks. Like we'll get a couple drinks, we'll talk, fill each other out. So it's not like what I mean. You like because again, you figure out that somebody says some wild shit in the beginning, like I'm at a date with a white girl and she says she don't see color. 10 minutes into it, and I'm like, well, shit. Now we gotta wait till the food comes out. You know what I mean? Like I'm stuck. So I'm like, if you just getting drinks, it's like, oh, okay. And you finish your drink and you dip the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? Like you go get coffee. It's like, oh, okay. You finish your latte. It's like, all right, yo, it was nice meeting you, but I'm gonna have to,
you're like
hit the dusty old trail. You feel me?
You're like 5 minutes into the date, and she's like, you know what? I wish they had standing tables, and I wish the national anthem would be playing because I stand. And I'd be like, all right, check, please.
Like, hey, yo, come get these.
Bro, that was also what I was getting at, is like the kneeling for the NFL, bro. That was a little thing I wanted to touch on back before we started talking about the dating, but it's all good.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say we was like, yo, let's dip away from the
serious
shit.
All
right, back to that serious shit.
No, not back to the serious shit. But no, that's funny though. Pre-date, I don't know. I feel like, shouts to my brother, I feel like that's some shit that he would say. He was like, it wasn't a date. It was like a pre-date. I'm like
on a date. It was a date, bro. Like if you go out with somebody somewhere and spend money, that's a date.
Because then if you like the chick,
you go on a second date.
And or not even that, if you like the chick and it was like coffee or something minimal, you're gonna be like, bro, we went on the best date. You're like, you just got coffee. Shut up. Like,
yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you definitely, it's a date. The pre-date shit was the pre-date shit was just people who were broke and they don't want to be like, They want to like, yo, let me make sure I don't waste my time and spend money.
Yeah, I'm gonna be mad messy right now. I mean, I feel a pre-date if he's on Tinder especially, that's his nice way of saying I want to find out if this chick is ugly or not. Like,
Or yeah, or like,
you know what I'm saying?
or she just trying to fuck, like, because I feel like that's a big thing too.
That I'm telling you, bro. He's like
The funniest
pre-date.
thing is, the funny thing is me seeing people tweet like, so there's no expectations on stuff if I pay for dinner, and it's like, what expectations do you have? That's the thing, like, bro, just because you pay for dinner don't mean she's supposed to bang you, fam.
Yeah, I paid for homies' dinners. I ain't telling them to do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the shit people be like, though, man. It's like, bro, like, you went on a date because you like somebody. Like, if it doesn't go well, then it don't go well. It's fine.
And I've always been to say that the first date is never a restaurant. That's stupid. You never take someone to eat first date because eating is like a messy thing, you know? Like people are weird about how they eat. Some people like cover their mouth. They fucking, you know, they eat fat. I'm like fast eater. I'll make somebody mad uncomfortable. Like my meal would be gone.
Nice shoving it.
You know what I'm saying? My meal would be gone in 5 minutes.
Like, yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. At work, that's the ongoing joke that like we'll have team lunches and shit, and everyone's talking, and I'm just out there mowing down my food. And they're like, bro, you could have got it to go and left if you wanted to. I'm like, we out here eating. Like, I don't need to talk to you guys.
See, yeah, no, I'm with that too. Obviously, I never had to experience that. You know what I mean? But again, I wouldn't be out like, yo, let's go to the. I think that's it. You don't want to go on a dinner and you don't want to go to a movie for a first date. Like,
no, you can't talk. You have something to talk about afterwards.
Right.
But that can't just be the date. Like, all right, I had a fun time.
Like you can go get drinks, but it can't be somewhere like super loud. Like you can't be like, let's go get drinks and you go to fucking club and they're fucking in the background and y'all trying to talk and get to know each other. They just playing fucking fuck them commas and shit.
Yeah, and like every 3 minutes you're doing that awkward like ear to her face thing. Like
what?
What? Wait, you're from where?
Where are you from? And it's like, fuck up some commas. Fuck up some commas, yeah.
Yeah, and the DJ's like, who fucking tonight? Who fucking tonight? And you're like, so you said you're two brothers or trying to make civil conversation?
Exactly. That's why I'm like, how do people try to hit on people at a club? You can't even talk to motherfuckers. How you hitting on somebody?
Dude, I feel like a club back in the day would have to be you run up on a chick that you recognize from class, and then you have that icebreaker.
You already know.
You're never running up on a chick cold turkey in a club. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say I'm Dave Stradamus and I'm out here knowing everything about it, but I went to Arizona State University, so I've done numbers, and you know what I'm saying? And like I'm telling y'all, it's not like that. It's not like what you see in the movies. Hey, I saw you from across the room. You know what she's gonna say? Fucking creep. Like
right? No, yeah, bro. And also I feel like when chicks go to the club, they're on like alert because, like, you know, niggas is men are trash, and you know, what I mean, a lot of shit happen to women, so they're on alert. Like they're making sure motherfuckers don't do fucked up shit. You know what I mean? They with the girls and making sure the girls are good. And so, like, you coming up to a chick, like, I get that a chick don't want to talk to you because they don't know what the fuck. You know what I mean? Like the audacity at that point. So don't even do it. Fuck it.
You know, it's funny though. I will say, over the weekend we were out at the bar. Shouts to Kurt. Shouts to Joe. We saw like. Girls still do that shit where they like hold each other's hands throughout the bar. Like, imagine homies just holding hands.
Hey, y'all making sure my homeboy safe, fam. I want him to get caught up. That'd be wild if it was everything flipped, but like it ain't. It's fucked up.
Dudes going to the bathroom together in groups. Like, yo, you trying to go to the bathroom? Like, word.
It's funny because I used to look at it as zany, and now I just look at it as sad because it's like girls have to do that shit. It's fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they also go to the bathroom to talk shit about the dudes that they're.
That's true. Very true.
Talking about.
So do you want to? I mean, I was gonna say, you know, the last thing we can do because I know.
What's hot?
Well, on Twitter, there's been like a bunch of tweets going around, like, quote what's your most unpopular opinion. I was wondering if you have one.
I have one. I've caught major smoke for it. I think you've seen it. I say Rihanna is better looking than Beyonce.
Oh yeah, that's right. You know what? And I'm gonna let you live because I feel like they're both beautiful. I love Rihanna, so that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's my unpopular opinion. And you know what's crazy? Going back to defending people you don't know. Guess who defended her and Beyonce the most? A bunch of girls. I'm like, bro, you would think dudes would clap back and be like, nah, bro, let me tell you why she's hotter. girls are telling me, no, you sit down, Jesse. I'm like, all right.
Right? Hey, like, all right, bro. If that's what you feel, again, and that's the thing. It's attractiveness is subjective, so I get it. To
Okay,
me,
yeah.
my most unpopular opinion is that titty fucking is pointless. It's the most, yo, we just flexing, doing shit just to do it shit in the world, B. It's up there. You didn't feel me? You didn't think I was gonna pull that one out, right?
Bro, I thought, okay. I mean, I got some now.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, because to me, I'm
And-
like, I feel like niggas or people just do titty sex because like we know like obviously titties are amazing, and so like they look cool, but like when you titty fucking girl, like that shit is so unnecessary. It's like yo, what's the worst like hand job that's going to degrade the chick the most? You know what I mean? Because it doesn't even feel that good, bro. Like you just putting your dick between titties like a hot dog bun. Shit is wild, b.
Man, and I'm guilty as charged.
You just doing it because it's like, yo, I guess like this is kind of wild, but it don't actually feel that good. Like,
and it's never the girl's idea.
No, it never is, bro. It's like, yo, yeah, titty, like, nah, that shit is a flex like a motherfucker.
What you think I look like? A sesame seed bun?
Bro, you just definitely just doing that shit just to do it. Nobody even really getting pleasure out of it.
Bro, I feel like unless homegirl's on her period, she just came back from the dentist. Then a titty fuck is the only appropriate time.
I feel like a hand job is still better. You know what I mean?
Okay, maybe.
This is way more optimal.
Damn, I wasn't ready for that one. But I mean, shit. I don't think even titty fucking Rihanna wouldn't be be upset.
It's just dumb. Like that's not like you know what I mean. It's just dumb. That's what it is, bro.
Damn, let me see if I can rip one more
I
up.
finally had to say some shit. I feel like we should end it there.
Okay, we can end it there because I can't top that one.
All right. But yeah, obviously we down to our favorite part of the week. Bam, what do you got?
Yeah, man, I'm coming with the newness. He's Jewish. Almost
it's about heavy D. Oh,
it's about to be Curtis Blow.
The Beastie Boys. That's what's gonna be.
No. Sometimes I get mad when like, yo, celebrity's already big. Why keep bigging them up? And at times I kind of give up that fight. I'm throwing in the towel. It's Memorial Day. I'm going with Drake. I'm upset.
Oh, you actually like that song?
New single, yeah. I'm upset because you know me. I say Drake's more of an R&B artist than he is like a hardcore battle rapper and or bars. And I think Pusha T had a better line. That's just me.
That's cool. I thought the Doobie freestyle was fire. Like it probably was his best like diss track. But it's funny because it's like his best diss track could probably never get played again. And that's why it's like back to back kind of has like a staying power because it was like a club song. So like stayed, but I don't think the bars are actually like that wild. And so it's kind of funny to me. But again, I was just upset that I'm upset. I was just upset that, you know what I mean? People were like, the day Pusha T's album dropped, people were like, yo, this is a classic. Pusha went in. And then literally, as soon as Drake drops his fucking that freestyle, people are deleting the shit from their goddamn iTunes. And it's like, bro, what? I hate all y'all, man.
Yeah. I guess I mean
it was a good diss. Like I don't even get why Pusha T was talking about Drake, but it's like whatever.
I mean, hip hop. I will be real. Hip hop is beef. That's what I loved growing up when rappers would go at each other. But it's weird when rappers that used to be together go at each other. Was that what that Instagram picture was? Like him sending him the 100,000?
It was like like an invoice. He was saying like me doing the freestyle was gonna bring more intrigue to your album than like you already had, so you're welcome. You know what I mean? That's what he was saying. So like you owe me money for that. That's what basically he was saying about the invoice. But to me, I'm just like when beef happens, I definitely listen to the songs and like I enjoy it for what it is. But at the same time, like I don't really care that much about it because I never go back to these beef records like ever. Like Ether was a fire track. I'd never just throw on Ether in the whip. You know what I mean? You understand? Yeah. I'm not like maybe Hit 'Em Up as one I might throw on randomly or Who Shot Ya, but even still, you know what I'm saying? Like I very rarely go back and listen to it because I'm just like, that was cool at the time, and it's like, yo, that dude bars, but like in terms of like my everyday listen, like, you know what I mean. So at the end of the day, I'm like, how important really is it? Because it just seems like it's really not that important.
Yeah, I mean, hip hop. It depends, like what your flavor is, but hip hop, would be the beef, but then also would be like, them settling it on the records and shit or in the
Right.
street.
Right, but that's the thing too. Is like people are like, "Yo, I miss old hip hop where it's beef," and then somebody said something that like was a great point. It was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of cool on that beef that made us lose generational talents early because of that shit, and people getting shot." It was like, "Yeah, he got a point."
Yeah, I mean, Biggie and Pac, if they were still alive, I think they'd be doing like the Snoop wave, producing and shit.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
they'd probably still be making shit, and like, I mean, maybe Tupac could be in a mattress commercial or some shit, but or like hosting the game show, but at least he'd be alive and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
he'd still be the bad boyfriend on a TV show. Like,
or who knows? I mean, like, this is the way I think, but
he was a good actor though. Tupac was a hell of an actor.
who knows? If they would have stayed alive, they probably would have did some fuck shit and be out of here. Who the hell knows? You know what I'm saying? But either way, I'm cool with beefs not ending up in people killing each other. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I will say the J. Cole and Lil Pump interview was really boring and stupid. And he's Colombian, bro. He's not white.
So yeah, I couldn't. Well, he could be Colombian and white, but I didn't know if he was black. We don't have no clue.
Yeah, his real name's like Yahtzee or something, Zadi or something weird. I'd go with Lil Pump if my real name was Zadi.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess my song of the week is from the Pusha T album though. It's was it the games we play? Shit's fire.
I'll bump it, bro.
I was sick. You haven't listened to it yet? You just heard the one song, Infrared.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only thing that sucks is like Kanye produced the whole album, and I gotta give him "Make America Great Again" Kanye his props because them beats and samples were fire. But like, still fuck him.
Yeah, well, damn, dude. Well, shit, we've made it, to episode 39 in the books. Ty, once again, thank you for putting up with me.
Nothing. Nothing.
I'm a little tired of this episode. Like I said, just got off the plane, so I'm probably gonna go see the dude, smoke some tree, catch this game, Sev, and then sleep, bro. Hey, yo, you were right, and I want you to save those tweets and these episodes that you were saying that if the Rockets win, the Cavs have a chance. If the Warriors win, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna really pay attention, and that's the thing that sucks. But hopefully, it sucks because I feel like the Rockets definitely had a shot to win, but fucking Chris Paul hamstring, just shitty. So I don't know. I don't know if he's playing. I haven't checked Twitter in a while, so I don't know if he's actually gonna try to play. But
it's a game time decision. But where I'm at, bro, is like, yo, LeBron, shouts to you. 8 finals in a row. That's very impressive. The Cavs, 4 years in a row. The Heat, other 4 years in a row. Would he have done that in the West? No. Would he have done that without D-Wade, Bosh, Kyrie? No. But
this year, though.
Without here, I mean,
bro, I looked at the thing, like the playoff stats. Bro, is gross. Like it's like, all right, so LeBron's averaging 33 points a game, and you want to guess the second highest how many points they're averaging?
20 something?
Nope.
What? 10?
It's Kevin Love. He's averaging 14 points a game.
Well, that's LeBron.
Playoffs.
That's partially LeBron's fault, though. Because
no, it is not.
LeBron, dude, Kevin Love, before he joined LeBron, was a 20-10 guy daily. He made him lose weight to fit his system. He makes him shoot out threes.
I'm not gonna blame LeBron.
Kevin Love is a better player down low. Kevin Love is a better player down low.
I'm not gonna blame LeBron for Kevin Love missing open shots, bro.
I'm gonna blame LeBron for changing his system. Kevin Love should be down low. All he does is
play down low.
Not as much as LeBron, clearly. If he diminished his game. Kevin Love had lost like 40 pounds to play with him.
No, if you check the stats early in the season or last season when Kyrie wasn't playing, Kevin Love was averaging like 20 something and like 10 rebounds.
He's a great player.
He's a good player, and he was still playing with LeBron while he was doing that. But during his playoff run, he's been garbage except for the 4 games with the Raptors.
Right.
In which he played well, and LeBron played in those games. So I can't blame LeBron for him not playing well. That doesn't make any sense.
No. But I'm saying his overall game. I think Kevin Love would be a better player throughout the entire time he's been with the Cavs.
Like that's the thing though. It's like he was amazing when he was on Minnesota, but they didn't make the playoffs ever
because he was by himself. You know.
That's what I'm saying. But now he's got the best player on his team ever, and he's in the fucking finals, averaging 14 points a game in the playoffs. Like,
yeah, I will say though that it's impressive stuff, but they need to chill. You know, it was the Boston Celtics without Kyrie, without Hayward. They were playing Terry Rozier.
Good. I mean, hey, they're the team that got there. I didn't think they were going to beat the Sixers. I thought they were a better team, and they beat them in 5 games. So that team was better than we thought.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, LeBron is doing some crazy shit because he's playing against some little shit. Like, you know, the Pacers had one player. The Raptors had 2 players that didn't do shit.
The Raptors won 59 games. That's not like nothing.
Yeah, but they've known to lose to LeBron.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's not like they were trash 10. They're 59 games.
But all they had were the 2 players.
But they won 59 games. But that's where I'm like, it's like the team was terrible. And then again, Sixers won 50 games. There was more 50-win teams in the East than there was in the West.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like a hard thing for me. It's like I know the East is technically the East wasn't really actually worse than the West. It was like more like the West was more top heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like
I will say
the Rockets and the Warriors being way better than everybody else, which showed out because they like won all their series in 5 games. And then in the East, there were just more even teams. You know what I'm saying?
The play of the game.
The Celtics still won 55 games.
The play of the game last night had to be the Kyle Korver's 3 when both those dudes collapsed on him.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And I was like, see, LeBron's got teammates. Fuck out of here.
One guy makes a 3. He's got
he's fucking all these guys are all-stars on all their own teams. I
told you, like, this second highest player was 14. Like, Kyle Korver averaged 8 points in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're playing bad, but they're great players. Like that's on them. Like these guys, Kyle Korver is all-star. George Hill's all.
Yeah, but they're not playing well. That's the problem.
But the chance of them playing well is greater than rookies and sophomores because they don't even have a fucking resume. There's no. Like that dunk on Terry Rozier was the pussiest shit I've ever seen. Like LeBron, you should not be hyped for stuffing Terry Rozier Jr.
I don't understand that, bro. I'm getting hyped if I do something to somebody. You hit a 3 on anybody, you should be hyped. You block somebody's dunk, I'm okay with somebody being hyped. Blocking somebody's dunk, and I'll be like, I'm not gonna be hyped because that person is Terry Rozier.
Now
like, when you play basketball and you hit a shot on somebody. You're like, oh, I'm not gonna celebrate because that person's not in the NBA. Like that don't make any sense.
No, like what's his name? Like what Chris Paul's shimmy on Steph. That's how you get back on him. But he was getting back on offense. You don't stop the game and you go, look at me. I'm LeBron.
He didn't stop the game.
He really did. He gave up on his team. That's 5-on-4. Like that's stupid. That,
on offense, that's fine.
That's not.
He got fouled. It was so he blocked the shot and he threw it out for a fast break, and the guy got fouled. Like it's not like he did anything. It's not like they ran the whole 24 seconds and he didn't get back. No, like it was like instant. Like the only reason they had the ball is because of the block.
Yeah, but it was just like, bro, like
you gotta let some of that hate out your heart, bro.
It's not a hate though. It's Terry Rozier.
Who cares?
No, it's not a hate, bro.
I don't care who it is. It's an NBA player trying to dunk on somebody. He blocked him on a dunk. That's not easy. I don't care if you're LeBron. We're giving people different standards because he's LeBron. Like anybody else block somebody on a dunk, you're giving them the props. Like you block somebody on a fucking dunk tip.
Yeah, and then you get back.
That shit is hard.
But then the second they stand there and keep huffing and puffing like they're the fucking that's corny.
I'm cool with people flaunting. I'm cool when Steph shimmies. Like I'm cool when people.
But he's getting back on offense.
Something awesome. Like I'm good with that, bro. Like
not when it's expected, bro. If you're the king,
see that's what it is. You're because he has expectations. It's like, yo, you do anything cool. Like, fuck it, you're supposed to do that. Like, that's dumb to me. Like,
no.
Doing cool stuff, let them do cool shit.
If a rookie, like Tatum dunking
I'm going to cut this out of the pie, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to do this. But Tatum dunking on LeBron is significant. He ran up on him and was like, yo, you're the best. I'm going to show you. I'm coming for you. But LeBron should know better to be like, yo, I just stuffed a backup point guard. What's good? It's like, that's not significant.
He's a starter, but it's still
because of Kyrie's injury.
Either way, bro, he's starting. But again,
he's a backup.
It doesn't matter. He's a backup, bro. He tried to dunk on LeBron, and he's an NBA player, and then LeBron stuffed his shit. and it's fine if he's so. I don't really care. Like, it's
How
like
tall? How tall is Terry
LeBron's the
Rozier?
best player in the world. So by your logic, he shouldn't glow anytime he does anything cool ever, because he's like, oh, I'm better than this person.
When he goes against other superstars, yeah, but Terry Rozier, no.
Like, I don't care. Like, to me, I don't care who you are and what you do. If you do something cool, yeah, so I'm okay with you showing, like, because if I hit a 3 in a game over and nobody's there, I'm hyped. So I'm cool with people doing shit when they do something cool, bro. If I block anybody's shot, I don't care if it's a layup attempt, they were falling down for a layup, I'm blocking your shit, and I'm like, get that shit out of here, nigga. So I'm like, to me, I'm like, hey, bro, if you want to do some shit, like, that's why Jason Tatum dunked on him, and then he bigged him up. Like, yo, that's sick. He just dunked on you.
Yeah,
So
but
there
he
you go.
didn't stop and stare. He kept running. Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm different, man.
He's going back on defense. It's different to me. If you stay back on defense and they're going to offense, like, that's fine. Staying on offense when they go to play defense is because you're leaving your team at a way worse advantage because the other team can score. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you not getting back on offense is really not that big a deal.
I mean, they could still score if they have a higher chance of a turnover. Because now there's 5.
You're already playing defense, and it's not even gonna be.
Oh, they cherry picking.
Like the opposite cherry picking.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, but like, fuck, man. Like, I think we forget that the Celtics were like extremely hurt. Like, we were more impressed by them carrying forward without Kyrie and Hayward than.
Hey, I know. I think that's shortchanging them though, man, because it's like they beat good ass teams to get there. So like, I'm like, would they be better with Kyrie and Hayward? Yeah, but like, how worse were they without them? Obviously not that bad because they won. Like, Kyrie had been out since what, February? Like, they had won a shit ton of games without him.
I feel like because Kyrie is clutch though. He would have right.
It would have been like, it's not like he wouldn't have been a factor, but it's like it's not. I'm not gonna be out here and be like, yo, they weren't a good team. Like, they obviously were a good team. Like, Tatum was balling, Jaylen Brown was balling. They were blowing them out. Like, that's and then they just lost. Like, they lost in game 7. But I'm not gonna. I think saying that they weren't that good because 2 dudes were hurt is kind of short. They beat a 50-win, like, you know what I mean, 50-win Sixers team that had, you know, Joel Embiid and all these other like dudes, and people thought they were better on paper. I thought they were gonna get swept, and they fucking beat them in 5 games. So like, they obviously were a good team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'd be one thing if they got there, like if they had Kyrie the whole time, and then Kyrie got hurt in the conference finals. Then I'd be like, yeah, you know what I mean. But they got through the whole playoffs without him.
Well, that was the excuse that they used when the LeBron lost in 0.
Well, yeah, like they got through the whole thing, and then he's playing, you know what I mean, the Warriors without Kyrie and without Kevin Love. Like, that's, you know what I mean, that's pretty significant to be, you go to the finals and now you're without those dudes, and dudes are playing in the roles. But like, if Kyrie was out in the middle of the year and they figure out how to play together, you know what I mean, then it might be a different story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think he's gonna leave regardless, though.
Probably.
If you saw how he acted to Dolan, or not Dolan.
Oh yeah, he don't fuck with him, and I get it.
Yeah, that's funny. But anyway, but yeah, shit. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to cut the sports part out.
Definitely cutting that whole part out. But yeah, thanks. Could you like start it? Thanks for listening. As always, if you fuck with us, hit it, like, leave a review on iTunes, on I don't think you can leave a review on SoundCloud, but like on Google Play, let us know. I know we got like 10 reviews, just a 5-star, but like, yo, leave some words. Let us know you fuck with us. Tell your homeboys about us. Tell everybody. Follow us on the social medias at the Bucket Up Podcast. Definitely on Twitter. We the Bucket Hat Boys on Instagram, right?
Yeah, Bucket Hat Boys. The Bucket Hat Boys.
The Bucket Hat Boys on Instagram, and then just, you know, the Bucket Up Podcast on Facebook. So follow all that. You know, interact with us, show us some love. As always, thanks for listening. We out.
Chit.